Hello and welcome to the show. Today we get to focus on two of my favorite subjects, overcoming obstacles and sustaining true love. And we tapped Adam Mobley and his wife Madison to join us for this very special conversation for several reasons. Adam's motto in life is a powerful one. My reach is small, but I can go into the world and do big things. And I've had the pleasure of watching Adam do a lot of big things since I met him during prom season 10 years ago when he was still in high school. Please welcome Adam and Madison Mobley to the show. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
I've just got all the feels right now, seeing you sitting here next to your beautiful wife.
It's been an incredible journey.
It really, really has, with this amazing, most recent accomplishment of a college degree.
Yes.
But before we get to the degree, let's go back to Vater Syndrome.
Yes.
Let's talk about what is Vater Syndrome.
So I was born with Vater Syndrome, also known as VACTERL. Its acronyms, each letter stands for 7 different parts of the body. So it can impact your limbs, which it impacted mine, and then my esophagus wasn't connected when I was born as well. So immediately as I was born, they, transitioned me to Children's here in Atlanta, and they went right in and performed the surgery and everything to get me to the point to where I am 30 years later.
Yeah.
And I've had no issues along the way, luckily, because it's, some, they have the struggles along the way with, having to go back in and have procedures performed again. And somehow along the way, I've lucked up and here I am.
Here you are. And I know childhood can be challenging for any child, right? But for children with disabilities, things can be even more challenging. But you say that wasn't necessarily your experience.
No. So not at all. So as I was a child, I would, I'd take things head on. I wouldn't allow anything to form a wall in front of me. And if a wall were to begin forming, I would find ways to, kind of bust it down and find what worked for me.
Yeah. How did you figure out what was going to work, right? Because real talk, we see the disability, but it has not affected your ability to succeed.
Correct. So, I was trial and error along the way. A lot of, physical therapy and things like that navigated me to reach this point. As I said, I'll take things head on and I wouldn't let it prevent me from reaching greatness.
Yeah, yes. And greatness you are. Enter Madison. Right? But not like as a wife a few years ago. You guys have known each other really all your lives, right?
Pretty much.
Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me, in school together?
Yes, ma'am. We met in elementary school.
Wow.
Yes.
And friends the whole time, or was it just like, oh yeah, we go to school together?
It was like a mixture. At first it was like, oh, I know him, I see him. And then it became a friendship.
It did. And a prom date
Yes.
as well, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You have been there for every chapter, essentially, of each other's lives, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But I think one of the things that really moved me, Madison, is that you told one of my producers you never saw a disability. You just saw a friend named Adam.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain.
I was raised to believe that everybody has greatness and that just because they're different doesn't mean that they can't, apply themselves like everybody else and that they, can do everything that anyone else can do.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what I've been raised to learn.
And that has been, that makes a difference, right? When you have somebody at your side. I mean, you've had a really strong village and community anyway.
Absolutely.
But to have someone to do life with, and you're both so young. I don't know if it's okay to say, but you're both still, you're still in your 20s. You just turned 30.
Yes, ma'am.
This is special, right?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. And one of the biggest things along the journey was, we took on this degree together and we navigated through step by step.
Yeah. What was that like? Because I know you actually went into college thinking you were going to do one thing, kind of changed your mind. It happens.
Absolutely.
But decided education was going to be important for you. Explain. How did you get there?
I navigated through my first degree and it just didn't work out for me. It just, it didn't feel like something was going to fall into my lap. So at that point, just as I always have, I had to go through trial and error. And so I took on this elementary education degree because I wanted to speak for those who were, didn't have the ability to speak, take on those who were maybe less fortunate, those who could be, advanced in education. progression, or those who, are showing regression, and allow them to have the absolute possibility to, take a step and move forward.
Yeah. What is the reaction to you? Because I understand not too many problems in childhood, but some of the challenges actually came from other adults just more recently.
Yes,
Tell me
correct. So as I progressed into my late 20s, early 30s is when I started seeing, the adults kind of, eyeing the situation, kind of making their snide remarks and things like that. I'd kind of brush it off until I reached the point, where I can't brush it off anymore.
Right.
And so I politely, I'll approach them and I'll say, if you have any questions, ask. I'd rather, ask than assume. I always say I'd rather inform than, you wonder.
Right.
And so
does that usually shut down the foolishness?
It does. And, they'll open up. I think they're intimidated. It's different. Likewise, when I was a student, a child, I would see individuals with limbs like mine, and I was kind of thrown off because I always hung out with individuals with, full limbs, I guess is the best way to put it, instead of having a limb difference. So
yeah.
I would see, I would notice the difference in other individuals, and, I have to, appreciate and accept that fact that, adults could have the same mindset. And, but, as I progress.
Disappointing because it's what you expect from the kids.
Yes.
But, I like that you just turn it into a teachable moment.
Yes.
How appropriate that you get a degree in education.
Yes.
All right. Beautiful start to a really good conversation. And they are not going anywhere. Our conversation with the Mobleys continues. When we return, you're going to hear why Adam refused to let Vater Syndrome stand in the way of any of his goals. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Hey there, Portia here. Listen, that was a good conversation, wasn't it? Want to see the rest of it? Just go to portiashow.com, scroll down until you see that particular episode. But listen, before you scroll on out of here, I need you to do me a favor, please. Like, comment, let us know what you thought of that episode, and subscribe. And if you already are a subscriber, we sure appreciate you. In the meantime, we'll be sure to see you on the next episode of Portia, and you can catch us weeknights on Fox Soul as well. Tell your friends. Tell them to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.